let's take a little peeky seasies at the Germany trip, chat. So we'll go to my Twitter, I guess. So just give you guys a quick recap of the Cologne, Germany Hot Drop PUBG event, right? So this is a sponsored trip, my first ever sponsored trip by anyone, and PUBG sent me over to Cologne, Germany for the PUBG Hot Drop event, which is on Saturday, this past Saturday. And I got to bring along my buddy Mike Stan. You guys see him in chat. And let me just take you through a quick little recap of our trip, of our journey, and what the experience was like. First time in Germany, first time in obviously Cologne, first time experiencing a lot of the different stuff we did. I got a chance to do the Nürburgring, which was like a childhood lifelong bucket list for me. I got to race on the Nürburgring, and I'll show you some footage of that. Yes, let's kind of cover it all. This was my first post on the travels, and for those who don't know, this is just in London. I was in London. I had like so I flew from New Orleans to London, pretty short. Wait, no, that was a long flight. That was like the 8-hour flight. So from New Orleans to London, like 8-hour flight. Then I had a 6-hour layover in London that got delayed another 2 hours. So like an 8-hour layover in London. And so obviously I just did a lot of this. I did a lot of drinking, a lot of eating, and just charging my phone and whatever. Didn't get to go around and like anywhere in London. I was just in the airport the whole time at Heathrow. And then got a short little like 1.5 to 2-hour flight from London to Cologne. And I landed in Cologne. So I left Wednesday night at like 9 p.m. my time. My wife and my daughter dropped me off at the airport Wednesday night, 9 p.m. And I didn't make it to Cologne until like Thursday night. So it was a long day of traveling, like a long day of traveling with all the long flights, the layovers, the delays, etc. So when I made it to Cologne, this is late night. Some good news and some bad news. I made it to Germany in one piece, but my luggage did not. So I had packed for a week-long trip to Germany, and I landed with 0 luggage. It was just gone. All I had was my backpack, which had a Nintendo Switch in it, would had like my chargers, my cables, accessories, my passport, my license, my ID, all like that and stuff, and a jacket, and the clothes that I had on, which thankfully it wasn't a tank top. It was freaking t-shirt, scrubs, and some tennis shoes. So I landed in Germany with just that on me, and it was like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, their time in Germany. And I flew British Airways, and it was a terrible experience. Still, currently, we're on August 30th, so I'm back home, and my luggage is still not. It's AFK. Luggage is gone. So that was the immediate start to the trip. Was long layover, long flight, delays, no luggage. Welcome to Germany. PUBG Hot Drop 2024. So then Friday morning, Mike Stan flies in from Philly. He makes it in A-OK, and thankfully he and I are pretty close in body build. I'm obviously way more muscular than he is, but I was able to bum some of his pants and his shoes, and we went out shopping. And I had to buy t-shirts and shorts, and like I literally had nothing. So I'm getting ready to, on Saturday, I get in there Thursday night, right? And on Saturday, in 2 days, I'm attending this sponsored event where I'm supposed to be representing PUBG partners and, and meeting all these viewers and fans and players and all this stuff, and the lead developer of PUBG. And I'm in some randomly purchased t-shirt and shorts, right? So not feeling too hot about that. The next day, Stan gets in, and so obviously no luggage. This is our first thing that we ate, was doner kebab. These are like the very popular street foods in Germany, or at least in Cologne. And also, if you see the GoPro, Mike Stan was vlogging the entire thing, and he will have that up on his vlog channel. Stan, if you want to plug that in here, please feel free. When his editor gets done with that, you guys can watch like a condensed version of the whole week. And if he doesn't mind, I'll watch it and react to it live on stream too. We can check that out. So these doner kebabs were really good, like shredded chicken or lamb or whatever the meat was, with some veggies and some sauce and on this little loaf of bread. Really, really good. I ate that like probably 5 times throughout the whole trip. Like we ate it a lot. All right, and so that was that day. Yeah, the whole luggage situation was terrible, chat. But like, even if I packed, you know, one change of clothes in my bag, it wouldn't have mattered. I was there for a week. I needed a week's worth of clothing. I had no gym clothes, no underwear, no socks. I had 2 pairs of shoes that were lost. I had cologne, like everything. You can't pack enough for a 6-day trip, you know? Like if it's a weekend trip, I get you, but I was screwed. Yes, I definitely will be doing that. Air tags. So then we go to Friday. We go to Gamescom. So me and Stan got some food. Had a Kolsch beer. This is like the really popular beer there. Most places serve it in a draft, but some places serve it in a bottle. But most were a draft. And so if you never had a Kolsch beer, it's like a light beer. It's like a Budweiser, if you know, from America. It's that sort of thing. It's like it's the one that everyone just kind of generically drinks. It's light. You can drink a lot of them. It's not bad. Friday we go to Gamescom, which was also happening that weekend, and Crafton/PUBG had a booth there, so you could go and do a bunch of different games and events there, and get free G-Coin, which I got. Well, I didn't get anything yet, but I'll explain to you. So we stopped at the Alexa, pause. We stopped at the PUBG booth and got some picks with 50,000 G-Coin. Now you had to show the people working the booth how many total gameplay hours you have in PUBG, like load into your Steam account or your Xbox account. And I loaded to my Steam account, and I had 4,996 hours on Steam. Now, mind you, that doesn't include test server, which is like another probably 500 to 1,000 hours maybe, because I do a lot of stuff on test server, or I used to when they had it. Then on console, I had another Stan, what did we say, like 2,000 hours or something like that? I forget what the exact amount was, but I had a lot all added up, but I was 4 hours under the 5,000 limit. And if you had 5,000 hours, you got 50,000 G-Coin. I was 4 hours under the limit. So I had to talk to the guy. I'm like, listen, Linda, I promise you, I can show you my other accounts. Can I still get you? So he's like, yeah, we'll hook you up. But then he said, oh, we're out of the 50,000 G-Coin codes. So let me take down your gamer tag and we'll send it to you later. So I had to literally type into this guy's phone in his notes, my gamer tag. Me and Stan look at each other and go, we're never getting that G-Coin. That's never going to happen. So we'll see if I get the 50,000 G-Coin from that. We'll see. So I took a cool little picture at their little hot drop thingy. And then this was just like kind of a back shot of the pause of the event. There you go. Kind of move my camera out the way. So this is like, this is a little aim trainer game. You can stand in line and do like a airsoft thing where you shoot a target and then you get a reward if you get a good enough percentage. This is the photo booth, big old level 3 helmet. And then right over here is where you got the tickets, the G-Coin codes and stuff. And then I did a quick little video, I think, right? Let me actually mute that because that'll probably get DMCA'd. So this was their whole booth. So they had that the Crafton Sims game. I forget the name of it, but that was over there. A huge booth for that, like huge. Then the PUBG booth. And then to the left of that was Dark and Darker Mobile, the other Crafton game they're doing. I'd like to unmute that, but I know it's going to get DMCA'd. 3 to 4. Yeah, so we had tons and tons of hours in PUBG. All right, so that was Gamescom. And by the way, if you've never been to a Gamescom, it's like TwitchCon, if you've been to TwitchCon, but times like 12. It's like so huge. It's such a big event that there was like 11 halls. We only went through 3 halls on the first day and we never went back. But we could have spent like 2 more days going to check each of the halls. 10 U. Oh yeah, for the donor. Yeah, I think that'd be about right? Like it kind of depended on what place we went to, but it's all around there. Inzoi, thank you. Inzoi is the Sims City type game that they're creating. Then Friday night we met up with some of the PUBG peeps. So we had our first like official dinner. This was at Rhine Zine, I believe was the name of the restaurant. So it was Roly Poly, Ebba, Dan, Heather, Mike Stan, and then your boy. of cutting off Really's face there. So we all had a nice dinner and drinks, and then later some of the other PUBG peeps came and met us, and that was a really, really great night. A good start to the trip. So that was the night before the PUBG Hot Drop event, which was on Saturday. So that was really cool being able to hang out with everyone before the official event, you know, kind of break some ice with everybody. And then Saturday, oh wait, no, I'm missing a story. Stan, God, I wish I had some of Stan's footage to show you guys. So Friday night, we stayed at this restaurant cafe place until like midnight or something like that. And then me and Stan were like, let's go get some drinks. So we go to leave there to go find a little bar. And we go walk down one of these alleyways, and we could walk past this bar. Doors are closed, big brick buildings, and you could just hear the roar from inside the bar. Like they were Jesus. They were like chanting, singing songs inside this bar so loud, like it almost felt like I was telling Stan, like out of a movie, like if they were trying to show you a picturesque German bar, like a bunch of old people drinking German beer, singing and dancing at the top of their lungs in this tight, small little hallway bar. So we end up walking in there, and the way Stan described it was like a record scratch. Like, you know, in those movie scenes when you walk in, it's like, you might be wondering how we got here. And like we walk in, and it's like the entire bar like turned and like stared at us, because we are obviously, look at us, right? And we're complete tourists, and we walk into what we think is a swingers club bar. We do think it's a swingers club bar. There was a lot of really interesting paintings and pictures on the wall, and when we got in there, we were like, what in the fuck? Like, it was looking like super sus. So we kind of shoulder our way past all the patrons. We get to the back of the bar, which is probably not the best place to stay. Yeah, we were like, everyone was 50 plus minimum, but they were all having a great time. Like they were all singing and dancing, and like it was chanting. Like it was, I was like, what place are we in, bro? And Stan's vlogging the whole thing, so hopefully when that gets edited, we'll show you guys all that. And so we start ordering some beers from there, and these two younger guys, like maybe around me and Stan's age, maybe it might be closer to 40, I don't know. They come in wearing jerseys, like custom made jerseys with schnitzel, and the other buddy had schnapps on the back of it. So like that was their names. I don't know if it was like their nicknames or that was their actual names, schnitzel and schnapps. And they come in and they're already like drinking, and so we start drinking together. Stan chugs, does like a chug challenge with the bigger friend, Schnapps, whatever his name was, and shit just starts getting wild there. And so then the four of us left to go to another bar or club or something, and they take us down like this sketchy, like, I don't know, it's like a 10-minute walk, 15-minute walk, and you know, we're all like pretty drunk at this point, to this underground, like you had to go like down a flight of stairs, underground basement rave bar that we had to pay to get into. And Stan snuck right through the freaking the access gate, and I had to pay to get in. And so we get into this club bar thing, and it's like a like it's a freaking, like they're raving down there, all neon lights and shit. And it's, I don't know, it's probably like 3 a.m. at this point. It's like, it's late. Yes, you did. Yeah. Because we had, it was a cash only bar, or a euro only bar. And then had to go to the ATM to get money, which is already suspect to be doing that like at 3 a.m., like the side streets and shit. So I got money because Stan's card wouldn't freaking work, because like they were thinking it was fraud or something. And so I got some euros for us and went to go pay the guy to get in, and Stan just goes, follow me. And like the hallway, like it was a thin staircase to go down into the bar, and like the bouncer is like here, or maybe turn like this way, and Stan just walks like right behind the bouncer guy, and like tries to be sneaky, and somehow makes it. Like the guy doesn't even question him, because I think the bouncer was like talking to someone else for like a split second. And as I'm right behind Stan and the bouncer like turns towards me, I'm like, fuck, like I ain't trying to get, you know, thrown out of this freaking German bar. So I ended up paying the whatever the ticket person get us in there. And then yeah, we're there for like, I don't know, maybe a half hour, 45 minutes or so. I felt like it was a short amount of time. And we were like, we got to get out of here, because then Schnitzel and Schnaps, we found them. And they were like trying to get with some like freaking wild drunk old I don't know, 40-year-old cougars or something. And they were trying to get us a gun party with them. I was like, Stan, we gotta get the fuck out of here, dude. Like this is getting wild. He's like, all right, we gotta go. So then we freaking got out of there, and then, you know, we had to walk all the way home, which everything was kind of within walking distance there, but it's like some of the stuff was like, you know, 20-minute walk, 30-minute walk. And we were starving at this point. It's like 3 a.m. and we had eaten dinner, you know, way earlier. And the only thing we found open was the McDonald's. So we stumble into the McDonald's and get a couple quarter pounders or something like that. And we're just like sitting there looking at each other, eating some goddamn cheeseburgers, going, geez, what a what a start to the freaking trip. Get back to the hotel and everything's good. 3 a.m. in Europe, call for gyros? No, everything was closed. Everything was closed. So that was Friday night. Like that was like the first official night in Germany. So then Saturday is the PUBG Hot Drop event. And what an awesome event that was, man. So we got in, we had to be in early. So like that was the event PUBG was sponsoring me to go and be there for. So we had to get there early at like 4 o'clock. And there was already a little bit of a line out the door when we got there. And security was serious there. Like they did you drink much? Oh yeah, we drank a lot. Anything above 5,000 hours was 50,000 G coin. So we get there at 4, and all the security bouncers and stuff are like, no, hey, you can't, like they were like legit, like, no, you can't pass, you can't come in. And I was like I'm a PUBG partner. They told me he's like, no, nothing. I was like, okay, listen, like relax, Linda. They told me I had to be at 4. We're meeting the PUBG developers and all that stuff. So one of the nice ladies who was like producing the event came by and was like, oh, hey guys. And then I guess she either recognized me, or maybe I said my name and then she recognized me or whatever. And then they went and got Dan. So then they hooked us up and got us in there with our badges and stuff. So we got to kind of walk around before everybody showed up. And dude, it was just such an awesome event. Like a cool venue. That's obviously me and Stan. Where's my zoom at? There we go. This is like the backstage, or they were doing some of the games at. And oh, this is a better view of the stage. So this is like the quote unquote the main stage. They had 4 computers set up to do some game events, and this is where they do like their announcements and everything. It's a big TV screen there. This is one of the back walls where you could do this little loot challenge. It's like one of those claw grab games, and they had a bunch of different weapons up here. AUG, SCAR, G3, M16, G3, Tommy, RIP to the 9mm or 45, and then level 3 gear and stuff. And then this is a little photo booth right here. And then back here was a sign up for Intense Battle Royale. And then way back to the right, I don't know if I took a photo and posted it on Twitter, was all the food. There's an open bar, open food. And then there was like a loot challenge thing back there, which I got absolutely demolished on against Roly Poly. And this was just big, wide shot of the event when people first started to come in, and obviously you can see Wacky Jackie there. So I got to meet Wacky for the first time, which was awesome. Had some really cool conversations with him, and then so Wacky and Danuke were like the big streamers that were sponsored there. And I had met Danuke before at TwitchCon last year. She's super nice person. She was live streaming the whole event, so we got to hang out with her for a bit. And like I said, that's where I met the lead developer of PUBG, Taehoon Kim. Like with the translator, like it was like official like meet introduction, shaking hands. This is who I am. I was like, oh okay, yeah. So we started talking about PUBG, and they kind of asked us like on the spot. Like we didn't really have time to prep. They're like, yeah, he wants to know like what kind of questions and stuff like that you have for PUBG or developers. And it's like me and Rolly kind of like on the spot, figure out some questions to ask him. And I know a lot of you guys are asking, did they answer all your questions? Well, the long story short is this wasn't like an interview. I guess I'll just say that. It wasn't like a question and answer interview. It was more of like a nice to meet you, introduction, get to know you kind of thing. And what general questions do you have for PUBG? And so he answered all of them, but some of them were very vague answers too. Like some of it wasn't like a, you know, a scripted PUBG announcement answer. Things that we talked about were PUBG 2, you know, Unreal Engine 5, which no concrete details given. The same statement of 2025 is when we hope to have that available to the public. And then we talked about like what we look forward to the most about Unreal Engine 5, what I look forward to the most about mod support and how important that could be for PUBG's long-term future. They talked to us about like their commitment to getting new players in and also keeping new players. They talked about the lore integration, about how the Western community, so that's North America, EU, we want better lore or more lore in PUBG. And so that's why they're doing things like the Tago zombie lore event. They did the Erangel secret room cryptic thing lore events, and those kind of events are very popular for the Western regions, and they're aware of that. So that's why they are amping those up. And so a lot of it was just, like I said, more like general how the game's going, where we want it to be, those kind of questions. It wasn't like how many, you know, features are you planning to introduce tomorrow? Like it wasn't like anything super specific like that. Excuse me. And I did not ask about, I know some of you guys asked about Sedum skins. I floated that conversation, not to the lead developer of PUBG, but I floated the conversation where I thought maybe I could float it, and it wasn't met with the best enthusiasm. So Rolly and I kind of backed away from that one a little bit. So no confirmation or really no discussion if we're going to ever get Sedum skins or Rolly skins or something, but we'll see. So anyway, that was the PUBG Hot Drop event. We were there all night from like 4 p.m. to like almost midnight or 11:30. It was a long event, but it was awesome. It was 500 people there, a bunch of PUBG partners, and just it was all PUBG. It was all PUBG. So like PUBG fans, PUBG viewers, PUBG players, their spouses. Like it was just an awesome event to hang around in. This picture, like I said, was taken earlier. By the end, it was packed. Like everybody was there, and everybody was being so nice and coming to meet and high five and sign this and hug and just get to know. It was a really cool and humbling event. And yeah, I hope to get invited next year. Like if PUBG does it again next year, and I'm assuming it's going to grow, because last year it was only 250 people. Now it's 500 people. Like I hope they continue this, because it was really a cool event and awesome of PUBG to put that on, because they said the tickets, if you bought a ticket, it was only like $12, and it was open bar, open food, this big awesome event to meet all these cool people. Like what a great deal. Not to mention all of the proceeds went to charity. So like really cool on PUBG's part, man. It was really cool. And the quality of the event was awesome. Great production. We did an interview after. Rolly and I did a camera interview after. It was spontaneous. They didn't tell us like, hey, we're gonna do an interview after. Dan was like, hey, would you guys like to do an interview when we're done the IBR event? Like we played on the stage, and I was like, hey, you kidding me? It'd be freaking awesome. So it was really cool. Oh, here's some other pictures from the event. So it was me, Wacky, and Stan. Dan Newt, me, and then Rolly. Oh, there we go. That's Dan right there, one of our community managers. Rolly holding it down. Dude, I didn't realize so many people thought that Rolly looked like Dr. Disrespect. So many people asked that when we were doing our live streams and stuff. I don't see it. Like I know he has a mustache. Yeah, I tried to live stream as much as I could, but my stream crashed many times. And so if you watch like my Twitch VOD, you'll see like a stream for 30 minutes and like another stream for 30 minutes, and then an hour. It's like a weird like blotch. But if you're interested in like, I want to see more of this stuff, if you go to my Twitch channel, you can go to the VOD and you can go watch the Hot Drop event. You can go watch, I'll show you later when I walk around the whole city for a while. So that was the little interview portion, which was just really cool. I'm sure I sound like a dum-dum, so hopefully they edit that to make me sound smarter than I am. Let's see. Yeah, the German immigration officer said he thought he was the doc. That's true. That's a true story. Yeah, the doc is clearly much taller. Yeah. What up, freak? Without your these are only blue light glasses. I don't wear like glasses IRL. That's me in a normal day. Stan is 6'2". Yeah, Stan's tall. And he does this really weird thing where he likes to stand on his tippy toes a little bit for the pictures. He does that. He don't let him say, oh, dude. I literally caught him trying multiple times, trying to really make sure to enhance his height. But that's okay. I'm not gonna judge him for it. He's a tall guy. Yeah, so that was the Hot Drop event. After the event was over, a whole group of us migrated down to another bar, and we freaking, unfortunately for this bar, stormed in with like 60 of us in this like little hole in the wall bar. We stayed there the rest of the night drinking, having a great time. I got to hang out with Survivor number 1. If you guys know him on PUBG and Twitter, Survivor number 1, his name's Tyler, and his buddy Kyle was there. So me, Stan, Tyler, and Kyle hung out pretty much that whole rest of the night, just drinking, talking about games and PUBG and Grand Theft Auto and just everything. It was really cool. And then we all went and got some food. We went to another doner kebab place, believe it or not, and had that night, and then we went back home. So that was Saturday. Then Sunday was a day for the boys. So me and Stan just kind of did some touristing around Cologne, Germany. We checked out the cathedral. We checked out the old Gestapo, which is like really cool history if you're into that kind of stuff. Now it's like what do they call, like a history information center, but it's basically where they had like all of the Gestapo like prison cells and like all this like World War II stuff. It's really crazy to see. And then we just kind of walked around the town a lot. So the cathedral, we went to that, obviously, walked inside of that bad boy, and this thing is massive. Like, this picture obviously is not going to do it justice, but like the size of a person compared to the cathedral, like it's massive, absolutely massive. And it was really cool. So that was fun to walk around that. And then I saw an old Mini Cooper, and I was like, I gotta go take a picture next to this thing. Like how small these vehicles are. It's like this thing has a back seat. It's incredibly small. But that was one interesting thing about Germany, is that all of the cars were small hatchbacks. Like there were some SUVs, very few. There were some sports cars, but almost everything was small diesel hatchbacks or electric vehicles. And yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Everything was just like a complete different culture. More bicycles than I've ever seen before, mopeds and e-scooters and all that kind of stuff, and just genuinely walking around. Like people, 90% of the people just walked around the town. And then we had some good old American cheeseburgers that day, a couple little brewskis, and just had some good heart-to-heart chats. Had some cheeseburgers and fries and some Kolsch. So that was Sunday. And then we never ate at that place. Lilo. Did we do anything else Sunday I forget about? I didn't take any pictures of the Gestapo place. Or I did, I just didn't post them maybe. But yeah, we just kind of walked around the whole town. Yes, I did enjoy the walkability of the city. I never had to like even think about getting a vehicle until we went to the Nürburgring, which is up next. So it was awesome, man. Like everyone really nice out there in the city. Very genuine. Yeah, obviously a bunch of tourists there too, clearly. But yeah, it just felt like a clean, safe place to be, honestly. And coming from New Orleans, where we also have, you know, a cathedral that's nowhere near this size, but we have the French Quarter. It's a very popular tourist attraction where you could spend the whole weekend walking around the town, and little shops and restaurants and bars and food. Like there's all kinds of stuff to do where I'm from. But I don't know if I would, maybe I'm being naive as a tourist in this city, but I just never felt like legitimately concerned about any particular area. Everything was nice, clean. The weather was great. Like it was a great time, man. It really was. The only thing I've said about the people in Germany is not that any of them have been really mean by any means, but coming from down south, you know, you might hear like Southern hospitality. That is a big thing here, where like if you see somebody who's like a tourist or from out of town, you're very likely to engage with that person and just genuinely ask them like, how y'all doing? Where are you from? How's the trip been? Especially if you are a waiter or a waitress or something like that. You know, if you're coming to our table and you see us ordering like an American cheeseburger, and we're obviously Americans, it's very normal for people down here, but oh, where are you guys from? How long are you staying here? What do you like about the city? You know, just genuine conversation. Over there, none of that. Absolutely none of that was happening. Like, we had one waiter, me and Rolly had a waiter that only actually started asking questions after I tipped him, after we paid our meal. And then he's like started talking. That was like a weird culture difference for me. Everyone definitely felt more like closed off. Like they would say hi if you said hi or whatever, but there wasn't that like open hospitality like it was back home. Oh yeah, Sunday, that's right. We did IRL stream Sunday after lunch. So we went walking around the Riverwalk, and we found a cool little bar. So if you guys want to see some of that fun walking and conversations that we had, basically like a freaking 2-hour podcast at this bar. We got a little shit wasty. Stan was chugging some beers and shit. It was a fun time. So that's on the Twitch VOD. And that was Sunday. And then Monday was the Nürburgring day. Monday was Nürburgring. So to start you off on Monday, we did another walk around the town. We found a little cafe place to eat. That was one cool thing about the city, is that everything was cafes, outdoor seating, like this look is everywhere around there, everywhere. So we had some espressos, we had some water, I had some sausage, sauerkraut, mashed potatoes, some pretzels, and that was a great little start to the day. Again, did just some more touristy walking around the town, around the city, and then I got a rental car. So this is the rental car that we got to take us to the Nürburgring, which we almost screwed up because I was planning on just taking a train or Ubering to the Nürburgring, but apparently Ubering was out of the question because it was like 100 and something euros one way. And then they said we likely would not be able to find a Uber to get back home, which would have been a nightmare. The train was going to take like 8 hours one way. So thankfully, Stan had the bright idea to try to rent a car the night before. So like Sunday night, we're trying to figure this out at the bar. Like we're drinking, like, oh shit, we got to get a car. And so thankfully the next morning I was able to get a car, this little diesel hatchback turbo thing. And then we hit the road later that afternoon to go to the Nürburgring. And so we headed to the Nürburgring, and I rented this car, another little Hyundai 4-cylinder turbo 6-speed. And this is the car that I was going to race around the track. And it was lifelong dream come true. Bucket list, like 10 out of 10 would do it again. Great experience. I'll show you guys some footage of it. And just an overall beautiful day. Like the weather is like picturesque. It was beautiful outside, sunny, a little bit of cloud cover. We literally raced into the evening. So like lap 3 and lap 4, I did 4 laps. Lap 3 and lap 4 was like the sunset was setting over like the mountains and the treetops in the background on the back straight. It was just like it was everything. You know, it was everything for me. And so Stan rode shotgun. And we did 4 laps around the Nürburgring. And obviously we went to the little touristy sections and stuff. And got a little t-shirt for the Nürburgring. And yeah, we just had a great day out there. An absolutely great day at the Nürburgring. There's tons and tons and tons of badass cars too. So here was some of the footage from the Nürburgring. These are like some professional photographers that are on the track just kind of taking your picture, and you can go and buy their photos after. So obviously I didn't buy any of these yet. I got to go see which ones I want. So there's me, there's Stan. We did live stream some of it again. So if you're keeping up with us on Twitch, you saw some of the race on live stream, and then we'll have some more on Stan's vlog on the vlog channel. And I'll have some more stuff later to show. So here's again one of the famous corners here with the concrete kind of angled turn. I forget the name of the course, the name of the corner. We're about to rob a bank.
Final stretch. That's it, baby.
So that was lap 4. Like, look at that.
We're in the fucking mountains, dude.
Look at that. The sun setting back there, like.
Oh my God. Final stretch.
Oops. So that was obviously just a little quick 12-second clip, but I have some more to show you guys here. Yeah, so we did 4 laps on the Nürburgring. First lap was with the instructor, who was riding passenger, and he was just basically like guiding you through the course. What do we pay for that? I think it was all in all about $700 for 4 laps with like the cheaper car, 1 lap with the instructor, and then Stan as a passenger, and then the GoPro video. About 700 total for all that.
Indicating.
Jesus, that was loud. There's the volume. Okay. Speed, equalizer, video settings, video enhancements. No, okay. All right, that's fine. So, the car sounds throaty. The car honestly sounded good for a little 4-cylinder turbo. I was impressed. Like, it wasn't like fast or anything, but it was fun. Fun little car, and it was 6 speed, so I was really able to get after it. Yes, we did 4 laps. And you know, I've grown up playing racing games. I grew up playing Forza and Gran Turismo and like all that stuff, you know. And I've raced on the Nürburgring a bajillion times, like a bajillion. So being able to like race it in real life was so crazy to me, because I could just like close my eyes and go, oh my God, I can picture myself playing Forza for 5 hours a night and do it. Like, it was crazy. How fast did you go? I don't know. As fast as we could. On the final stretch is 175 kph. I don't know how fast that is in miles per hour. You drive manual? Yeah, manual. So if you don't know anything about Nürburgring, it's the world's largest racetrack. It's the fastest. Like, the average speed of this racetrack is crazy fast. It's got the most turns out of any racetrack. Like, it's crazy. And as you can see, there's no runoff. There's no like, if you make a mistake, here's a little bit of dirt path or a little grass that you can go. No, it's like, if you make a mistake, you're into the wall, like you're crashing. And they specifically said, do not touch the berms, which is not normal when you're racing, because you want to use the berms to clip the apex. But they're worried about you messing up the wheels or going off the road and all kinds of stuff. So racing the course was so awesome. So much fun. Stan was a great passenger too. He wasn't like super nervous the whole time. He was very trustworthy in me. But I will say, the bad part about the event, about the race event, was number 1, they opened it to the public. So everybody is on the course together. So we had our first lap with the instructor, which went well. And after we dropped the instructor off, we came back and we were about to get lap 2, and they shut the course down because of a bad accident. Like, that had just happened right after we got off. And so we were worried that we might not even be able to get back on the track at all that day. So you've got to manage that. And then on top of that, as you can see, you're on the road against everybody. Like, every car is on the road. So slow cars, fast cars, Porsche 911s, SLS Mercedes, like, and even regular hatchbacks. There was a Volvo wagon in there at one point. Like, everybody's on the course, and some people obviously live there, so they're very familiar with the course. They know the limits of the car. So here's the Volvo Wagoneer. And some people are in rental cars like me, you know, so I have no idea about the car. I don't know the car's limits. I don't know the kind of tires. I don't know the brake fade. I don't know the braking point. Like, everything's new. And so you're having to navigate all of those variables while trying to race and enjoy the experience. And then you have to make sure to, you know, give enough room to let people pass you, or trust that other people are going to give you the room that you need to pass, and not make any stupid mistakes and like veer back off into you and stuff. So that part for me was very mentally taxing, because obviously it's not my car. I don't want to wreck it. I also don't want to hit someone else. And I got Stan in the passenger seat. I'm having to worry about, like, is he feeling okay? Am I like pushing it too much, or he's like kind of fucking getting nervous, you know? So like having to do all like that mental gymnastics of it, that was taxing. Like, I mean, look, freaking $300,000 car just flying past you. Like, hope I don't fucking hit him, you know? So that part was like man, I really wish it was more segregated with like, hey, all the rental cars, you're on course now. You do 4 laps. And then all race cars, you do 4, you know, like that kind of stuff. Because like back home, when I've done races at like NOLA Motorsports or Barber Motorsports, I've done motorcycle races, I've done car races. And I've been in my own cars and bikes the whole time, but it's all very segmented. It's okay. These, you know, 12 drivers are on the track now. Then these 12 drivers go, and there's a cooldown. So all that stuff is better set up. Here it's just like, go for it. Good luck. Don't hit anybody, you know? So that was like my takeaway from it. But what an awesome, I mean, I would 10 out of 10 do it again in a heartbeat. Would definitely do it again. Like, it's just crazy that I can say, like, I went to the frickin' Nürburgring. I raced on the Nürburgring. Such a cool, and I had a great time doing it. No accidents, you know, like no weird sketchy parts. It was just really, really cool, man. What's up, Bullet? I'm in New Orleans, but we were in Cologne, Germany for this trip. I've driven in Texas. Yeah, I've been all around the South. It does not prepare you for the Nürburgring, I'll tell you that. I think it's a bit different if a single lap takes 12 minutes. Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing too, is you having to remember, like, okay, what part of the course am I in? Can I stay flat foot here? Do I have to lift? Where's the braking point? Here's a blind corner. Is someone going to be in a wreck in front of, like, these are all the things you have to be thinking about constantly. And we did 3 laps in a row. The average lap was like 11 minutes or so. And so, like, that's 33 minutes of like brain taxing experience. Like, you're fighting the wheel and you're on the brakes, on the gas, downshift, and clutch. Like, it's a lot to navigate. And thinking about people coming by you and you trying to pass other people, you know, it's a lot. Like, look at that shot. Look at that shot though. Oh man. Oh. Like, even after everything I just said, fucking look at that shot, bro. Oh man. What a freaking event. There goes the GT2. All right, look.
This is a long sweep to the back end straight. Shouldn't need any brakes, just cruise. And on throttle, and then let off at Audi Sport.
Yeah, so I was like full beans until the sign, then I let off here. So you definitely could have gone faster. Like, you don't really have to brake here. You can go faster, but you know, the rental company was like, maybe let off the gas around the sign, you know? And so whenever you're done a lap, you either have to get off the track or you go to the little ticket thing and go again. I don't know if we messed this up or not, but I think we might have messed this up.
I just realized this thing's been recording the whole time. It's got battery in it.
So like if you want to get off the course, you go into the pits and you park out here. That's where everyone's kind of parking and hanging out. It's like a big car meet. Tons of parking lots. And so here, if you want to go again, you scan your little ticket. They have it like on a fly swatter. So you roll the window down and you put your ticket on the fly swatter and then scan it at this little doodad. And then you go. Now, I stayed on the course. I think you might have had to come over here, like do this little turn, but I just stayed. You heard me? I said, I guess we're just on. We just go. And so we just went. Oh, that's awesome, Dizzle. Oh, okay, good. Well, because we saw that one guy stand like kind of, you know, cut over. I was like, oh, I don't know if we should be doing that. But definitely towards like lap 3, lap 4, I started getting a bit more comfortable with the car. I could start like laying into the braking zone a bit more, throttling out, letting the torque steer kind of just do its thing. It's fun, man. That downshift.
Hello, they're on track. They're on track.
Freaking GTR in front of us. I was gonna overtake the GTR, but I figured maybe I'll let him go. Oh, 335i. Do you have any tattoos or piercings? Yes. I have a side tattoo.
Beginning and back section.
Yo, nobody was joining track up there but these two guys. Like the main straight is where we saw everyone getting on the track. That's why when those guys joined, I was like, oh shit. It was like, that was not like normal to me. It is funny how like much slower the video makes it feel though. Like driving, it definitely felt like, man, we were going. You watch the video, like, oh, you guys are barely moving. The sensation of speed's way different. Did I miss the shift here? No, on the last lap, I think I missed fourth. Or missed third? Third or fourth. I don't think I've seen the 919 Evo lap, but I've seen, you know, all kinds of Nürburgring stuff. It's nuts, man. So yeah, so there's 4 laps of that footage. Obviously, we're not going to watch it all, but that was the gist. That was the gist of the Nürburgring trip. So, I mean, 10 out of 10 bucket list trip for me for the Nürburgring. I'm so glad that we made that trip to go out there and do it, even though it was like an hour and a half away and it was, you know, a lot of money for it. But yeah, definitely would do it again. So that was Monday. And then fast forward to Tuesday as after Monday, right? Dum-dum. Tuesday, Stan was leaving. So Stan left Tuesday afternoonish. So he was supposed to leave at like 10 a.m. Then his shit got delayed until like 2 p.m. So Stan and I started the day with some kebab, believe it or not. And then once he left, I met up with Roly Poly, the Potamus, the Lit Fam, TTV, and we did a day stream. So we went to the cathedral again, and I realized from Roly telling me, you can walk up the cathedral. 533 flights or stairs up. 533 steps up. It's like €8 to go do it. So we walked all the way up the cathedral. I live streamed it on Twitch, by the way. You can go check that out. Then obviously had to walk all the way back down, but this was the view up there, and you could see 360. You could walk around the whole thing up there. It was awesome, just overlooking the whole city. especially after having walked around the whole city. Like, because you could see, oh, I was over there, and I was like, the PUBG Hot Drop event was like right over here somewhere. Like, you could see kind of everything. It was really cool. And then went to a couple of bars, Rolly and I, and we shared some brewskis together. And then we had some apple like crumble cake, had some dessert. And then when Rolly left, I did my longest ever 9-hour IRL live stream and took everybody just around the whole town. We walked 10 miles that day, 21,000 steps. We went everywhere, and it was just really cool. Just like taking in the whole town as a tourist. We saw all kinds of cool stuff, like little live performers just kind of doing their thing. Workout exercise groups just like working out outside, dancing groups, people doing skateboarding, soccer, volleyball, like a whole bunch of biking, like if you name it, they were doing it. And then later that night, I went back into town. We had some dinner. I went and got some dessert, like some ice cream from Germany. Had some chocolate ice cream. It was chocolate, strawberry, and like pistachio or something like that. That was really good. What else? And then did some more, just did a lot of walking, honestly. Just a lot of sightseeing. Like, I was just being a tourist while I was there, and it was awesome. And then Wednesday was my day to leave, and so I just took some pictures as I was leaving. Train station, the cathedral, and then making it to the airport. And I had a pretty uneventful flight home, which I'm thankful for. Like a slight 20-minute delay here and there, no big deal. Obviously didn't have any luggage, so no checked bag. Stan gave me a freaking duffel bag that he had, an extra one, thankfully, so I was able to take my newly purchased clothes home. And and the wife and the daughter picked me up, and then got to come home and see my pride and joy, my baby girl, which needless to say, we were both very excited to have each other back. So that was the PUBG 2024 Cologne Hot Drop event, Gamescom 2024, and my first experience in Germany. And hopefully not my last. You know, if the PUBG event happens again next year, I'm hopeful that they'll invite me again. I would love to be a part of it. So what made you learn to drive a manual? I've just grown up. I've never owned an automatic car. Got the family some, so I got Stella, ironically, she already broke it. I have to glue it back together. I got one of those snow globes. It says Germany. It's like a little, the town is like, you know, a little figurine. She dropped it. So 2 pieces already fell off. I got to super glue that thing this morning or this afternoon. And I got her a little teddy bear because she has a bunch of little stuffed bears that says Germany on the bear. It's like holding like a little heart. Heart says Germany. And then I got her a t-shirt that says Cologne, or it's, you know, K-O-L-N, Cologne, with like the city skyscraper and stuff on it. So I got a couple little knick-knacks. It was really, really cool. Yeah, so that was it. That was the trip. The goods, the bads, the uglies. And a lot of people say, Cedum, what do you think about Germany? You know, what do you think about Europe? And I have honestly nothing bad to say except for the traveling. That sucked. The flights were long, and losing my luggage sucked. Aside from that, I couldn't have asked for a better trip. Like, one of my best buds got to come with me and just experience the whole event with me. Being part of a sponsored event was like just very surreal for me, that, you know, a company would want to pay me to come out for playing a video game, you know. And then meeting all the very nice people, the fans, the viewers, the players at the event was just really, really cool. And it was fun to see a different part of life, man. Just people live differently everywhere, obviously. And it was nice to see a different culture. Kind of hit that little reset button for you, you know? Show you how big the world is. Remind you how big the world is, I guess I should say. Yeah, awesome event. 10 out of 10. No leads on luggage and no word on compensation yet. I've called them, nobody answers. I get busy dial tones. I've emailed them. I get automated replies. I filed claims. It's been a cluster. I know, Kenny, dude, I didn't see her for a week, and obviously, you know, FaceTimed her every night and stuff, but I think she's a whole different kid now. It's crazy. Yeah, so if you guys are watching on live stream, hope you enjoyed it. We're gonna go pop over and play some PUBG now. Bob should be on in a little bit. It's only noon now, so maybe about an hour or so. Bob will get on. If you guys are watching this video after the fact and you enjoyed the Germany PUBG Hot Drop Gamescom recap, leave a like, thumbs up, share, all that kind of good stuff. Let's play some PUBG, man.